In this video, we'll be using our oil pastels to create more of an exciting mood by making chaotic marks. In my example, I use the same colors to show that your marks can really change a feeling as well as colors. So I didn't change the colors so you could see that that was a choice. Again, I started by tracing something circular. So I have a nice sphere. I have my sunshine up here to show where my highlight will be compared to my shadow and cast shadow. And I'm ready to go. Stick with the same three colors. So I have these three here. Okay, I want to make sure that I have a clean set of pastels so that my areas will stay that color, especially the white. Okay. Clean, clean, clean. Pick your technique. For this example, I'm doing chaotic marks. Think about what your mood is, and for your personal portrait, you could do that as well, or stick with mine. I'm going to do some chaotic marks, but I'm thinking of the same things as before, keeping that rounded curvature to create form, not pressing super hard. Okay, so very chaotic marks, just laying some groundwork. Light blue. I'm going out a tiny bit. Try to stay within your areas, especially when you're working on your face. Now that I have this base laid with some oil pastel, I'll go back in, press a little harder. Top here, I'm focusing on that white. We still want a goal of blended. We don't really want to see the paper. So I'm going to start bumping really far into my next color. Dark blue. The blending happens within the layers of pastel, not necessarily to get rid of the marks. You might even need a little bit more white to kind of wiggle some things around. My dark blue, I'll come back in. Now it seems to get kind of flat down here. I'm losing my texture. So I might actually take this light blue, come down here, just add a little bit more pastel so that you can still see those marks. I might even take a little bit of white and add a little bit of chaos on top of that too. Okay, so I have this here. You can see a little bit of paper there. We don't want it. Let's go back in. Okay, where else are we seeing some things? Right here. Okay. Oh, how about that edge right there? Okay, so I'm going back, doing some self-reflection here, really seeing how I can make it better, and according to the rubric. All right, lastly, looks like I need to peel my paper a little bit on my pastel. Okay. You'll do the same thing around the edges, like, whoopsie, it's okay. Sometimes that happens. Come next to it and create that edge. But if you see on this other one, can you see how I added a little bit of white to add that chaotic technique? You want the same feeling throughout your portrait, so we want the same feeling throughout every part of this activity as well. That means the background and the shadow. Okay, so I'm not really losing the detail of the shape of the ball, but I'm keeping that idea of a little bit of chaos. So here we go. All right, there's that. My shadow. And it's generally rounded. I'm going to add a little bit of black. Remember, we don't want total black because of flattening that image. We don't want that flatness. could even take a little bit of white, come in here, almost makes like a gray. That's fine too. Come back up with my white or my orange. Look at that pastel right up next to it to create that edge of that shadow. There we are. A very chaotic, exciting ball.